Good morning and welcome back to our 31 days of wisdom. Today we're on day 25 and we're in chapter 25 of Proverbs. And love this chapter. It is all about leadership development. And if you've ever listened to any of my stuff, we talk about what a leader is. A leader is the type of person others willfully follow because of who you are and what you represent. Well, in this chapter, it's all about that becoming that type of leader, that becoming of a type of person other people willfully follow. And it's all about that development of how to handle yourself in certain situations, how to handle yourself in your relationships too, right? So let's just jump right on in here. Chapter 25. It says it right here from the beginning. These are Solomon's Proverbs published by the scribes of King Hezekiah. So Hezekiah was king 250 years after Solomon. So his scribes gathered these and collected them and put them into Proverbs here 250 years after Solomon was king. So here we go. Um, 25 verse 1. Solomon's Proverbs published by the scribes of King Hezekiah. Verse 2, one of my favorites. God conceals the revelation of his word in the hiding place of his glory, but the honor of kings is revealed by how thoroughly they search out the deeper meaning of all that God says. It's God's glory to it says it's God's glory to hide a thing and then the glory of the kings to search that out. You know, God hides things for us, not from us. Check out what Jeremiah 33:3 says. It says, "Call to me and I will answer you and tell you great and unsearchable things you do not know." God hides things for us, not from us. He wants us to thoroughly search out a matter. And you say, well, why doesn't he just reveal everything, right? Well, it's in that searching, us diligently searching, that we have that deeper relationship with God. We have that deeper connection with God. So as we're talking about becoming a leader, that first relationship that we need to develop, that has to develop the foundational if we're going to become the type of leader, is with Father God, right? Is developing that deeper relationship there. So here we go. Verse 3. The heart of a king is full of understanding, like the heavens are high and the oceans are deep. If you burn away the impurities from silver, a sterling vessel will emerge from the fire. And if you purge corruption from the kingdom, a king's reign will be established in righteousness. You may want to read that one again. Don't boast in the presence of a king or promote yourself by taking a seat at the head of the table and pretend that you're somebody important. For it is better for the king to say to you, "Hey, come, you should sit at the head of the table," than for him to say in front of everyone, "Please get up and move. You're sitting in the place of a prince." Don't be hasty to file a lawsuit by starting something you wish you hadn't. You could be humiliated when you lose your case. Don't reveal another person's secret just to prove a point in an argument, or you could be accused of being a gossip and gain a reputation for being one who betrays the confidence of a friend. Winsome words spoken at just the right time, or as appealing as apples gilded in gold and surrounded with silver. And that's that kind of that the wisdom that flows from you is like a fountain of living water. Those choice words that are kind of like gold and silver to those that hear, that we've talked about before. Verse 12, to humbly receive wise correction adorns your life with beauty. It makes you a better person. A reliable, trustworthy messenger refreshes the heart of the master like a gentle breeze blowing at harvest time, cooling the sweat from his brow. Clouds that carry no water, and a wind that brings no refreshing rain. That's what you're like when you boast of a gift that you do not have. Mm. Use patience and kindness when you want to persuade leaders, and watch them change their minds right there in front of you. For your gentle wisdom will quell the strongest resistance. When you discover something sweet, don't overindulge and eat more than you should, for excess in anything can make you sick of even a good thing. Don't wear out your welcome by staying too long at the home of your friends, where he may get fed up with you, always having you there, and wish you hadn't come in the first place. Lying about and slandering people are as bad as hitting them with a club, or wounding them with an arrow, or stabbing them with a sword. We've talked about this before. People are either they're elevators. They're either bringing people up or tearing people down. We want to be, if we're going to be leaders, we want to be gold diggers, right? Finding the gold in every single person. We want to build people up, not tear people down, right? Verse 19, you can't depend on an unreliable person. When you really need help, it can be compared to biting down on an abscessed tooth or walking with a sprained ankle. When you sing a song of joy to someone suffering in the deepest grief and heartache, it can be compared to disrobing in the middle of a blizzard or rubbing salt in a wound, right? There's a time and a season for everything, Ecclesiastes says. And if we're going to be that type of person that others want to be around, but also willfully follow because of who we are and what we represent, that means we relate to them in their circumstances, in their conditions too, right? If people are sad, we come alongside of them, right? If they're happy, we come alongside of them in that situation too, right? So here we go, verse 21. Is your enemy hungry? Buy him lunch, win him over with your kindness. Your surprising generosity will awaken his conscience, and God will reward you with favor. As the north wind brings a storm, saying things you shouldn't brings a storm to any relationship. It's better to live all alone in a rundown shack than to share a castle with a crabby spouse. Like a drink of cool water to a weary, thirsty soul, so hearing good news revives the spirit. When a lover of God gives in and compromises with wickedness, it can be compared to contaminating a stream with sewage or polluting a fountain. It's good to eat sweet things, but you can take too much. It's good to be honored, but to seek words of praise is not at all honor. Let's read that one more time. It's good to eat sweet things, but you can take too much. It's good to be honored, but to seek words of praise is not honor at all, right? We don't do things to gain praise. The praise just comes, right? It's like seek first the kingdom and all these other things will be added to you, right? If you live without restraint and are unable to control your temper, you're as helpless as a city with broken down defenses open to attack. Hey, that's day 25 right there. I would love to hear in the comments right there. Comment which is your favorite verse in chapter 25. Hey, I hope this has added value to you. I look forward to being back with you tomorrow on day 26 as we go through 31 days of wisdom. You guys have a great day and God bless.